What's up, guys? EDA here. I'm going to be doing a review of the Euro 2024 final, Spain versus England. It was a game that we were looking forward to before we previewed the game, and it was one where we made Spain favourites. And as the game played out, Spain did exactly what they needed to do. We're going to take a quick review through the game, cover some key talking points and some key elements which have come up past what has already gone and transpired post game. So again, Spain versus England. We came into the game thinking that Spain would have the advantage. They did, and to be honest with you guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Spain controlled that game. They dominated it. It's clear in the stats. England were a non-factor for a large part of it. In the first half, it felt like they were almost just vibing, anticipating, and that's really not what you want in a final. You want an end-to-end game. You want to put Spain on the back foot, and England didn't do that. They haven't been set up for majority of the competition to do that, and again they dominated the whole of the first half. There was a number of moments which Spain continued to cause threat to England, and you just kind of hoped and maybe expected to a certain degree that England may get a moment or find a way to push past. But one thing that was evident to me is that England would concede eventually. There was a lot of talk about Yamal, there was a lot of talk about Nico Williams. Nico Williams shined, he kept England on the ropes. And again, we'll look at the team. I'm going to break down a couple of concepts which I was seeing during the game. One was the wingers being very flexible and very adaptable. They can come inside. They were also almost playing very, very narrow, and then at an instance pulling wide, and that meant that the fullbacks and the wide players couldn't be comfortable. They were picking up pockets of space very intelligently. It's brilliant to see, and if Barca are able to get Nico Williams, they're going to have a star on their hands. A big fan of his game, and I think he's going to continue to blossom from strength. So England were on the ropes, and they come out of half-time, and you're expecting, coming out of half-time, you will be on the front foot. You would be active, aware. They weren't at all, and they came out of the half-time break and conceded almost instantly. Nico Williams, who we spoke about already, was the main factor in that, assisted by Lamine Yamal. Again, the two dynamic wide players, were causing issues for England all throughout the game, and they came out of that half-time break knowing that they wanted to impose their will. A key point which is called out here as well is Rodri coming off. Again, England may have been confident or gained a full sense of confidence with him coming off, but a player of Mendy's quality is no light on the Spanish quality. He's a quality player, and he would play for a lot of top teams, and he plays for a really good team in Real Sociedad as well. So him coming off may have had an impact on England, but I think whether it was the 46th minute or the 50th or 55th, whatever it would have been, England were going to concede. They made a change, as you can see as well. Ollie Watkins coming on for Harry Kane. Harry Kane was absolutely dire. Been poor throughout the whole tournament, but not only him, at least he's contributed one outfield goal. His overall general play has been disappointing, to say the least. I put that down slightly to the manager as well. Not playing to your striker's strengths. You can see it where he's played always. Kane has had fast wingers and players who will get in behind that assist him, that allow him to come up the pitch at his pace and play deep. And you have wide players who can give him the space that he requires. So I don't think England had that, but I don't think Harry Kane was at the peak of his powers, whether it's an injury, whether it's the Father Time playing his part, whatever it was. I don't think, in my opinion, coming into the game, I would have started Ollie Watkins and I would have started Cole Palmer. That's not me being reactionary or looking in hindsight. I'm just talking about what I would have done. Ollie Watkins, again, stretches defences. He didn't have the amount of time in the tournament to get comfortable. That goal that he scored against the Netherlands was his opportunity, and I think he should have been rewarded with a starting position. Harry Kane can always come off the bench if it's not working with Watkins in the first 16 minutes. But we know what we've seen from Harry Kane for the majority of the tournament, and it wasn't working. Another player, Phil Foden, would have taken him out for Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's been dynamic in the minutes he's been given. Phil Foden hasn't been able to do what was needed, and we'll do a full deep dive into the England team and what they need to do. But a lot of changes were made. Cole Palmer came on again for Kobe Mainoo. I don't know what Phil Foden was doing on for so long. No offence. Been a bit part player, has contributed literally nothing to the attacking effort in terms of goals and assists and key passes and key moments. I'm going to look at the teams quickly again, as mentioned, a review into both. And I think not only looking at the England side, but you've got to give Spain their props, and that's something I will definitely do. Big fan of a lot of their players. If you talked about coming into this competition, big fan of Mal. Seeing his quality up close and personal. Nico Williams was one of my favorite players. Would love him at Arsenal. He's got it all for a wide player, and he's just going to grow and grow as he ages. Danny Almo, again, big fan of his, have been for a long time. What he's done at Leipzig over the years, what he's done on the international stage, what he did in the youth ranks as well. This isn't Danny's first time shining. He's going to continue to shine, and there's apparently a release clause available on him for the next week or so. If I was Man City, if I was Arsenal, if I was Liverpool, if I was Man United, these are the teams that I would be looking at him as a potential player who can come in and provide an outlet and be pivotal to what you want to do. Rodri obviously coming off, Zubimendi stepping up, very, very good performance. Ruiz, Fabian, brilliant performance as well. His quality throughout the tournament. Cucurella, again, great game. One thing I'll say is Saka has had good joy against Cucurella, but he's also had tough times. I remember Arsenal versus Chelsea at Stamford Bridge this season. Saka didn't have it all his own way. He ended up with an assist to Trossard, but it was a difficult game for him, no lie. And Cucurella is a good player. If you really have watched him from Getafe, Barcelona, and all the way he's kind of climbed the ranks, he's a player whose quality has shone through. And yes, he was bought for a lot of money, but again, he continues to deliver, and I think it will get better within a defined system. So a lot of praise can go out. The Spanish defence proved me wrong. I thought they would be more susceptible than they were, but they were solid. The experience shone through. And England, on the other hand, need to have a real look at the application, not only the result, because the result has been good for the last couple of tournaments, semi-finals, whatever you want to call it. But I've said it from the beginning, and you can see the shot I put out after England lost to Brazil on a friendly. That was just an amalgamation of what I've seen in England. No offense, this was a tournament that I actually liked Gareth Southgate more than I've liked him previously. But yeah, more needs to be done from an England side. They need to get a more modern style of play. The way that Southgate laid out his squad in the beginning, I didn't agree with. In the final, neither. I didn't think it was a good usage of his squad to go back to what he was doing. The three at the back worked better. It was the tactic I said for this manager would work best. Create that box midfield, use that athleticism that he has in the middle of the park to try and overwhelm the Spanish midfield. I would have not played Foden anywhere near as much as he did. Bellingham on the left, no, it wasn't working, and you saw the frustration and issues there. I think he didn't put his team in the best position to win because he wasn't willing to drop the players that he needed to. I think Watkins should have been playing. I think Cole Palmer should have been playing. They've proven it in the Premier League season as well. And he adjusted, but he didn't adjust enough, and he wasn't brave enough in the end to execute what would have been, if we're being honest with ourselves, a miracle, given how well Spain had played and how poorly England had played in the lead up to this tournament and at the end of this tournament. Guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, leave your thoughts and opinions on the Spanish performance, on the English performance, and we'll be back with more videos. We're going to cover some of the transfers, and yeah, a lot more will be coming to this channel. Hopefully you like it. Peace.